We begin now at 6 with that new video from inside a home in Downey. That house was ransacked by burglars just moments after the homeowner left. Good evening once again, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Michael Brownlee. That break-in happened this afternoon, and it comes amid an uptick in burglaries all across Southern California.
Tonight, police are still looking for the group of people caught on surveillance cameras here making a run for it.
All right, NBC4's Hetty Chang is live in Downey with an exclusive look inside of that home just hours after that burglary. Hetty.
Michael and Colleen, the 67-year-old homeowner, still understandably really shaken up and really scared. He says he thinks the men may have been watching him because just a few minutes after he left the house this morning is when he got that alert that someone had broken in. A neighbor's security camera captured the whole getaway. 3 masked men carrying backpacks and duffel bags.
This is where they jumped through. They might have used this to step on it, but it fell through.
The men run through the Rodriguez's backyard, the family dogs chasing them as they jump the side gate and get into a waiting getaway car.
Fue una pesadilla, la verdad.
The men had just broken into their neighbor's house on Newville Avenue near the 605 and the 5. The 67-year-old retired businessman thinks he may have been watched.
Drop off my wife. The alarm calls me.
Fearing for his safety, the homeowner did not want to show his face, but showed us the broken sliding glass door and his now ransacked house. He says he watched as the masked men tore through every room of his house.
And something hit my look at the camera in my phone. And that's when I freaked out. I'm hearing these guys running upstairs. And I see my little dog walking up the thing. I go, why is he loose?
He says the men took jewelry, watches, valuables, and the nearly $100,000 in cash in his safe. The longtime Downey homeowner says his neighborhood has changed, not for the better. That's why he says he's always taken steps to protect himself.
I don't open the door for nobody no more, you know? And if I'm coming home and I see a car suspicious in the front, I go around. And anything you do is, you can even take a walk. You want to walk a little bit with your dog, you can do that. They stop you, give me.
Downey police confirmed they got the burglary in progress call right around 10:55 this morning. They did set up a large perimeter here in the neighborhood, but they did not find the men. We're live in Downey tonight. Hetty Chang, NBC4 News.
All right, Hetty, thank you. Developing in Venice here tonight, a mysterious illness continues to sicken and even kill dogs living in the area near the Venice Canals. And now public health officials are involved. NBC4's Darcia Phillips live to tell us what role the county will play. Darcia.
Well, Michael, this is now a public health concern with the Department of Public Health contacting local vets and taking samples from the canal and running tests. Residents are desperate for answers. The Neighborhood Association made this map with the approximation locations of the dogs who died and the dogs who are sick. All the dogs have only one thing in common. They went on walks around the canal and then fell ill. We're talking about 7 dogs who have died and nearly a dozen others who are sick. The symptoms are described as a sudden occurrence of vomiting and seizures. Local vets received an email from Veterinary Public Health asking them to report any animals that come in with the symptoms. One local vet thinks that a toxic algae bloom is to blame.
Well, the first thing I thought of is some type of bloom of algae, which is causing an overgrowth of this cyanobacteria that can act like cyanoglycosides that can cause death, fatal onset death acutely.
So the 6 dogs, I think it was right around this area, died, and I know my neighbor's dog passed away too.
So, you know, we love living on the canals and don't really know what's going on, so everyone's staying informed with each other, and that's kind of all we can do.
Doc Halligan also stressed the importance of bringing your pet in immediately if they start exhibiting symptoms, and the importance of asking for a forensic necropsy, which can determine the exact cause of death. Now, the advice is to keep your pet away from the Venice Canals, and it appears that most people are heeding that advice. The Venice Canals, usually filled with people walking their dogs, were pretty empty this week. Live in the newsroom, I'm Darcia Phillips, NBC4 News.
Darcia, thank you for that. We have new details in the RV crash that killed a 9-year-old boy. NBC4 Investigates has learned the driver, suspected of DUI, did not have a valid license. That crash happened in Koreatown last night around 7:30. 9-year-old Nadir Gavaret was riding an e-scooter with his 19-year-old brother. 46-year-old Jim Pittman crashed his RV. The older brother was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Pittman was arrested at the scene on suspicion of DUI, and records examined by NBC4 Investigates show he has been arrested 4 times in LA County. The nature of those arrests still not clear.
I'll be seeing him around here, you know. I don't know him, though. I don't know him, but I be seeing him. And he's always driving too fast. And I'm like, are you high or what? And he was like, don't worry about it. And I was like, you gonna kill somebody.
Neighbors placed candles and flowers at the crash site in memory of Nadir. They told NBC he lived with his family in the neighborhood, and his father works as a street vendor.
Well, no, 6 people, police, I should say, have identified the man wanted for shooting the driver accused of plowing into a crowd outside of a nightclub in East Hollywood last month. The LAPD releasing these photos asking the public for help in finding Efren Villalobos. They say Villalobos is facing some serious felony charges in connection with that shooting and should be considered armed and dangerous. Meanwhile, Fernando Ramirez is set to be arraigned next month. He was charged with 37 counts of attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon for driving into that crowd overnight on July 19th. Now, he faces a potential life in prison sentence if he's convicted.
UCLA is losing hundreds of millions of dollars in federal research funding, and the reason? Alleged anti-Semitism stemming from the treatment of Jewish students during the pro-Palestinian demonstrations last year. Just this week, the university settled a lawsuit claiming Jewish students were harassed and restricted from parts of the campus. Programs impacted will include everything from cancer research to space sciences. Governor Newsom released a statement late this afternoon saying, quote, "It is a cruel manipulation to use Jewish students' real concerns about anti-Semitism on campus as an excuse to cut millions of dollars in grants that were being used to make all Americans safer and healthier."
New at 6, there's some good news for homeowners who need wildfire insurance. The California Department of Insurance says it's done reviewing 3 forward-looking wildfire catastrophic models. Now, the department says this will help stabilize insurance rates and increase access to coverage for people in areas that need it the most. The state added that companies are also planning to expand in the state, which it expects will help ease California's insurance crisis. Want to give you a live look right now from our camera atop Mount Wilson. We are all looking forward to the weekend. Meteorologist Melissa McGee the most. Yeah, she's here with your first alert forecast.
Yeah, that's for sure, Michael. Yeah, hi, everybody. We are looking forward to the weekend because once we get there, conditions are going to be really comfortable. A lot of sunshine, a lot of dry conditions, and numbers close to average. Outside we go. We're looking live at Universal here on this Friday. Mostly sunny sky. High temperatures today above average. Universal not too bad, and at 86. Currently coming in at 82 degrees. Winds out of the south sustain at 8 miles per hour. Checking out the numbers inland, it's much hotter, and at 93 San Bernardino, 97 in Victorville, 87 Santa Clarita, Thousand Oaks, and at 76 degrees. So satellite and radar showing you we've got this ridge of high pressure that's going to get closer and closer to us over the weekend and especially next week. So this ridge of high pressure moves to the west, but overall this upcoming weekend, minor changes in the pattern. That's going to be changing as we get into next week. So we'll talk about the weather headlines. Temperatures this Saturday and Sunday, close to average, 80s and 90s away from the water. Next week, high pressure takes over. You are going to feel the difference. Wednesday right through Friday, the heat is back with temperatures a good 5 to 10 degrees above average. We'll talk about those numbers coming up with your first alert forecast. Colleen, back over to you.
All right, Melissa, thank you. Coming up next here at 6, a crossroads in Sawtelle now has some resolve. The work from crews today after safety concerns had community members pretty fed up.
Plus, sipping and strolling in the LBC. The changes coming to one area of Long Beach this weekend and how some locals really feel about it.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water unique? Crystal Geyser is the only beverage company in the U.S. to exclusively own and operate 2 plastic recycling facilities. Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Simple, but not easy.
Really painful feet. I had no idea what was going on. It's hard to put in words how gratifying it is to have that kind of pain gone.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today our roads are littered with killing machines. I'm talking about semi-trucks. They can easily kill, even at low speeds. Injured in a trucking accident? We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason.
Hot Tub, Hot Tub, Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2025 inventory. Today through Sunday. Fairplex Pomona. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. Come see the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Fairplex Pomona. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
From the moment we're born, our lives are a series of new beginnings, new learnings, new goals, new habits. At Ultimed, we're with you through every stage of life, offering comprehensive health services, from behavioral health to preventive screenings and specialized services for older adults, all under one roof, because with every new beginning, there's an opportunity to grow healthy. With Ultimed.
How does Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water keep you in the game? We always source our water directly from the natural spring to fuel every body, no matter how you like to move it, with Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water.
It's 6:10, so let's take a look at some of the top stories happening around Southern California.
Yeah, starting with NBC4's Alex Rozier in Sawtelle with an end to the crosswalk controversy there.
Today, for the second time in 2 weeks, there are new crosswalks near Stoner Park in Sawtelle. I'm Alex Rozier. You may remember some community members told us they had safety concerns near this popular park, so they had been urging the city to install new crosswalks. When they felt the city was taking too long, the community members came out here earlier this month and installed crosswalks themselves, only for the city to remove the volunteers' work last week. But now today, the city crews came back out here and gave the people what they wanted all along: new permanent crosswalks near Stoner Park.
I'm Ted Chen in Hollywood, where Busta Rhymes got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame today and was lauded by fellow rappers LL Cool J and Big Daddy Kane. Busta Rhymes has sold 200 million albums worldwide, has 12 Grammy nominations, and has 2 big movies coming out today. He has the lead song in Bad Guys 2 and is starring in The Naked Gun.
I'm Amber Frias in Pasadena. Clear the Shelters kicks off today. It's an annual event that NBC4 and Telemundo 52 participate in to promote pet adoptions. Here at Pasadena Humane, we have lots of dogs, cats, rabbits, and even guinea pigs looking for a forever home. Now, this event runs through August 31st, so head down here and find your new best friend.
New details in the investigation into that mass shooting in Midtown Manhattan. The New York City Medical Examiner's Office will conduct testing on the shooter's brain during the autopsy. Shane Tamura, who once played high school football here in Southern California, left 2 separate suicide notes claiming to suffer from the brain condition CTE, which is a brain condition caused by repeated blows to the head. That testing is expected to take weeks to complete.
New at 6, a Long Beach man now facing federal charges after being accused of sending money to ISIS. The FBI says it recovered what appeared to be a bomb in the bedroom of Mark Lorenzo Villanueva. He is a Filipino national. Investigators say he sent more than $1,600 to people on social media who identified as ISIS. He told them he also had a bomb and a knife. Villanueva is facing up to 20 years in prison if convicted.
A travel nurse who worked in the San Fernando and San Gabriel valleys is facing child exploitation charges, and police believe there could be more victims. Take a look here. This is 29-year-old Amin Zarankil. He worked as a nurse at West Hills Hospital and San Dimas Community Hospital. The LAPD says he was arrested for trying to meet with a minor for sex acts and sending explicit messages. If you recognize him, police would like to hear from you.
Alarming video into our newsroom today shows a woman crawling out of the window of her SUV after a driver in a stolen pickup truck crashed into her during an LAPD chase. The pursuit started in downtown LA this morning around 7:30. The driver crashed on Washington and Trinity, causing the woman's SUV to flip. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital. Police arrested the driver. He was also taken to the hospital. The owner of that stolen pickup truck showed up at the scene of the crash and found his truck a wreck.
I'm sad that he hurt this person over there. Not only did he mess up my life, but he's messed up somebody else's life too.
No word yet on the condition of that woman who was hospitalized from the crash.
All right, a fun weekend is on tap in Long Beach as the city allows the drinking of alcohol in designated areas. And the first event is a block party in the downtown area, and that's where we find McCullough Medina with more on what to expect.
It is only a block-long stretch, but take a look at this. The city of Long Beach thinks by this time tomorrow, this little block is going to be jam-packed with people for its very first ever entertainment zone. That's drinking allowed anywhere here on the promenade.
I'm just stoked to have this happening.
Andrew Carroll already practicing pouring the beers into his new takeaway cups for the event. The city designating the promenade between Broadway and 3rd, right in front of his place, open alcohol zone for adults who buy it from the restaurants along the block.
I mean, this entire block, this one block, is going to be a party.
Austin Matoyer is the president of the Downtown Long Beach Alliance and is putting the entertainment zone together. Neighbors are digging it.
I think it's a really good idea.
Love it.
Long Beach joins San Francisco and Santa Monica here in the Southland, allowing for open containers in their downtown areas with the hopes of attracting more people. Both cities telling him their events went off without a hitch. But unlike Santa Monica, that allows alcohol at its promenade Fridays through Sunday, Long Beach is sticking to single events like the Promenade Block Party that kicks off at 2 o'clock to 6 p.m. Saturday with DJs, carnival performers, and art. You cannot bring your own alcohol to the block. However, you have to buy it from the participating restaurants.
Just going to be people having a great time and enjoying the amazing food and the world-class beer we serve, along with everything our neighbors do.
It's really just an opportunity to come out and enjoy the public space in a different way that you probably haven't done before. And we want to be able to test it out.
Eventually, they want to add more events throughout the year, like Halloween and art walks across other parts of downtown, building up to the Olympics, where Long Beach will host nearly a dozen events.
The Olympics is going to be one piece, right? We know that's coming in 2028, but, you know, our other case test will be next year with the World Cup,
where they hope to host larger block parties as watch parties for each of the matches, something they could replicate during the Olympics as well. We'll have to wait and see exactly how it turns out and if it'll work and what it'll look like come the Olympics. In Long Beach, I'm McCullough Medina, NBC 4 News.
All right, as long as we're talking about Long Beach right now and perfect weather, look at this. Live look right now from Long Beach. You see the Queen Mary in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all thinking about the weekend, thinking about Long Beach a little bit.
Yeah. And will Mac be involved? Will that be a reporter involvement story over the weekend?
You know, he does get into his stories. So
yes.
I'm just going to say, we'll check back with him on Monday.
Great weather in Long Beach, no matter where your destination takes you this weekend. Colleen and Michael will talk about the details, show you the picture outside as we're looking live right now at San Pedro. Our camera atop the USS Iowa. We've got that sunshine. The marine layer is rolling on through, and we'll get into those details. But I want to talk about some of our temperatures that are currently across the area. For the basin right now, we're coming in at 73 degrees. And then out the door we go on our Saturday, 8 o'clock in the morning for the basin. We've got patchy clouds and some fog, but still some sun, and at 66 by lunchtime tomorrow, and at 78, and 4 p.m. coming in at 81 degrees. So we'll talk about the weather headlines. It's going to be a quiet weekend, clouds to some sunshine. Saturday and Sunday away from the water. It's going to be fairly hot inland, but temperatures are going to be close to average. As we head into next week, I'm tracking a pattern change. It's really going to heat up as we get into the middle and latter half of next week. Numbers are good 5 to 10 degrees above average. So we'll talk about that. In the short term, Van Nuys in at temperatures at 87 as well in Santa Clarita. West Covina in at 83, 76 degrees at this hour in Anaheim, and Oxnard coming in at 63. So satellite and radar showing you what's going on. For the past week, really, we've been sandwiched in between two systems, and that's why temperatures have been fairly moderate for this time of year. Not a lot of crazy heat and not a lot of crazy cool temperatures as well. Trough of low pressure off across the Pacific Northwest keeps that onshore flow going, but this ridge of high pressure is going to take over as we head into our weekend and especially into next week. So the pattern is quiet right now with minor day-to-day changes. That's going to be changing as we get into next week. Futurecast taking you into the start of your weekend. Low clouds and fog, patchy along the coast and even for the basin. Once that fog layer moves on out, we've got a lot of sunshine coming on through by the afternoon, and temperatures are not too bad. So high temperature for West Covina, 87, 95 Santa Clarita, 90 88 in Victorville, 90 in Van Nuys tomorrow, 91 degrees there in Temecula. Let's fast forward and talk about the change on the way as we head into Wednesday of next week and beyond. Ridge of high pressure out across New Mexico and Arizona shifts back to the west, and it is very possible that we will have some heat alerts posted because the numbers are going to be well above average. So I want to show you the trend for Lancaster. You hit 100 as we head into our Saturday and Sunday, a bit of a dip Monday, Tuesday. Then look at this as we get into next Thursday. We're peaking to 102 degrees across the region. Our forecast tomorrow for the basin, 85 degrees, 76 degrees for the coast. Numbers are fairly uniform for the basin and the coast right through Tuesday. And then Wednesday, once that ridge of high pressure takes over, 87 for the basin, 90 degrees for you on your Thursday, and temperatures for the coast close to about 80 degrees. Valleys tomorrow, lower 90s on the way. Upper 90s for the Inland Empire, but the peak of the heat will be arriving as we head into this time next Thursday and Friday. 95 degrees for the valleys. You've got 102 degrees for the Inland Empire as we get into next Thursday. Upper 90s for the high desert. You're peaking to about 102 on Thursday, 117 degrees for the low desert next Thursday. It's comfortable for the mountains. A lot of sunshine this upcoming weekend and temperatures holding at about 83 degrees.
Applications are now open for the 2026 Pasadena Tournament of Roses. The 7-member court serves as ambassadors and attends dozens of community events, all leading up to the annual Rose Parade and Rose Bowl game. Applicants must identify as female, be between the ages of 17 and 21, live in the San Gabriel Valley, and be enrolled as a full-time student. You can visit tournamentofroses.com to apply.
Very special conversation for LA's Catholic community. Archbishop Jose Gomez met with Pope Leo today. The Archbishop says the two discussed their concerns over LA's immigrant community, as well as energy and creativity among LA's Catholic community. He says Pope Leo told him he is praying for the people of Los Angeles. And next year on the NBC Nightly News with Tom Llamas, California homeowners impacted by this year's wildfires fighting their lenders over mortgage payments. The West Coast edition of the NBC Nightly News starts now.